Hello, my name is Kathleen and I welcome you to another video from Road to Freedom Life Coaching. On this video today, I will be talking about who's in charge. Now, I guess you would answer that if I were to ask you who's in charge of your life. You might reply with, well, where am I right then? If I'm at work, then my boss is usually in charge. If I am at school, usually the teachers are in charge. Sometimes when we're tired and we go home, the kids are in charge. But that's not the kind of in charge I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about who's in charge of your mind. And that kind of in charge is something that can completely take over a lot of areas of our life without us even knowing it or realizing it's happening at all. We have these amazing minds that we have been blessed with here. And when you think about the conscious mind, which is right now, what's happening right now, and the subconscious mind, they are very, very different in the ways that we use them, but they're also different in strength, if you want to look at it that way, or how much space they take up in our mind. Our conscious mind usually runs on, about 20 to 40 firings a minute with the neurons. And our subconscious mind, so that's 20 to 40 firings a second with our conscious mind, okay, 20 to 40. Our subconscious mind will be firing in that same second 20 to 40 million times. That's a million to one. That's a huge difference. So why are we made like that? Well, the conscious mind really takes care of what's happening right now and is right there to make some decisions. But our subconscious mind, that is in control of all of the bodily functions, breathing and the heart beating and the liver filtering out the poisons and every kind of bodily function you can think of. The subconscious is in control of that, which was pretty smart because there's no way our conscious mind could keep us alive if it was left to the conscious mind. So the subconscious also stores all of our memories. It stores all of anything that we have experienced in life. And so it's like this, this huge receptacle with millions and trillions of bits of information in it, okay? You compare that to our conscious mind, which can usually think of about 7 things at a time. That's why if we're trying to think of a phone number, we can usually go, oh yeah, I know what that phone number is, and we'll think of that one phone number. We won't think of every phone number we have stored in our head, but it's right there in the subconscious mind. Okay, so why can this be a problem? Well, the subconscious, it many times will take over our thinking without us even realizing that it's doing this. And so let's look again at a little bit of the difference between the two. Imagine you are on this gorgeous ship and you're on this beautiful dark sea. And this sea is your subconscious. And it's beautiful and it's got so many different things in it. But here you are on this beautiful ship and you've got a flashlight. The flashlight is our conscious mind. If we want to think about something, we're going to have to turn that flashlight on and we're going to have to shine it on something in that dark sea of our subconscious. And so we'll shine the light on it. We'll remember it. So you got this little thin light beam going out into that vastness of our subconscious. And it shines the light on one thing and we go, aha, oh, I remember that. And then we take the light away from it and we're done. with that. Everything goes back into that darkness. And that's kind of how the two work together. The brain, the mind, as far as the conscious goes, wants to recall something. We'll shine a light on that. In the subconscious, we recall it, and use that information to do with whatever we need to do. So the problem comes in when we are not paying attention to our thoughts. And this is something that is pretty huge in our life if we want to have a peaceful and productive and happy life. Because humans are made in such a way that if we let our thoughts wander, just wander to wherever they want to go, we will generally wander down a path in the subconscious that's been worn pretty deep, that is not a very positive thought. And so if you pay attention to, your mind is just wandering somewhere, you will many, many times think of something that is stressful for you, think of something you're not very happy about, an old memory will come forward that's kind of scary, because we are allowing that subconscious to be in control of what we're thinking. And we have to flip that around. We have to wake up and be aware of what we are thinking. And many times we have all these beliefs stored in that vast sea of knowledge that we have in the subconscious. And we don't even really look at these beliefs. We just kind of let them do their thing in there. And so sometimes it's hard for us to even pinpoint what we believe or what we don't believe, because those things that have been stored there for so long, so many of them we just accept as a belief, even if we have not really thought them out very far. So on just a day-to-day basis, if we are busy doing a manual task, many times, if it's something that we're used to doing, let's say you're driving somewhere, many times the subconscious will kick in, and not only will it be helping you to drive, but it will also be bringing up lots of thoughts. And if you're not paying attention to these thoughts, the subconscious will take over, and pretty soon you're not feeling too great. You might start getting a little sad or depressed or worried, or life's just not that great and you got this to worry about and that to worry about. And this is because when we have a thought over and over and over again, it cuts a channel in the brain, just like water would cut a channel. Well, those thoughts, especially if they have been a strong thought, let's say a fearful thought or a worried thought that we've had over and over and over, well, those thoughts are the first ones that can come up, because those are the deepest ones, those are the strongest ones. And so if we can learn to pay attention to when our subconscious is taking control again and just, sending out whatever thoughts it wants to right then, if we can teach ourselves to pay attention, then we can take the control back. We can think whatever we want to think and not have to be so bombarded with sad thoughts or scary thoughts or thoughts that we're really worried about. Because to just worry about something really doesn't accomplish very much in life at all. In fact, it takes up an awful lot of time we could be using for doing something else. If there's something we're worried about, we need to pay attention and set some time aside to do something about it, something productive. But to just worry and worry and worry and worry, that it really doesn't do us any good. You're just spinning your wheels. And so when the subconscious takes over and does that, we waste a lot of time here that we could spend doing something fun and enjoying our time here or learning something. So why is this important? Well, one of the reasons is because you want to have a happier life. You know, humans want to be free. We want to be free and we want to have peace. We want to be able to breathe deep and enjoy our life here. But if we don't wake up to what's going on in our mind, then we just allow it to run wherever it wants. And like I said, it will most times run to thoughts that aren't very good thoughts. So, what are some things that we can do about this and why? Well, in order to create the life we want here, we need to understand before even coming here, we have made this amazing plan of, you know, the different things we want to learn about here, the things we want to feel, you know, happy and sad and excited and angry. I mean, there are so many things we want to experience here. We want to experience what it feels like to be completely in love with someone. We want to experience what that feels like, you know, when we lose that someone. These are all things that are the being who's really us wants to experience. That's the whole point of being here, is to be able to experience what it feels like to be in this human form. We want to be able to grow in our understanding and our love and our compassion and our empathy. That's the way a being gathers light. That's how we grow. And so we make these amazing, intricate plans. And they're absolutely gorgeous. If you were to look at these, it's like this beautiful tapestry. It's just woven with so many opportunities for us to learn. So all those opportunities already exist out there for you and for me. What we have to do is bring those opportunities to learn into this dimension where we live now. We have to bring them into this physical realm. And the way that we do that is we create in here what we want. And if our subconscious is constantly taking over, we don't even give ourselves any time to think about, well, wait a minute, this isn't going too well right now. What do I want in my life? Do you know, so many of us don't even know what we want. We don't even know what makes us happy. We need to take time to get to know the person here. We need to take time to know what it is we like, to know what it is that lights us up. And if you didn't grow up with people, you know, encouraging you to look for things that you love and to pay attention to if that really matches with you or not, then we don't know this. And we just kind of get in this routine of life and we just keep going and going and going. And it's not that great, but you know, it's not that bad. So we want to get to a point in life when we're ready to wake up to this, that we create energetically what we want to bring in. Okay? Because energy, what we are putting out is what we will attract. So for instance, if you are going through a breakup right now and you do not take the time to learn about yourself and why this relationship did not work, you will just go into another relationship where you will repeat the unhappiness because you're not even knowing what to put out there to attract. So it's vitally important that each one of us gets to know ourselves, to know what we like in life, to know what we don't want in life. but we want to use the time to think about what we do want to bring forward. Another reason that you would pull in that same kind of relationship is if you're sad, you're really sad from this relationship, and you've just been incredibly unhappy and you don't do anything about releasing that, then what you have spinning is sadness and unhappiness, and you're going to attract that in a partner for yourself, whether it's a mate or a job or whatever it is, a business partner, who you play music with. You want to be able to clear up what's going on in here so that you can start out fresh and bring down what you do want to have in your life. So how do we do that? Well, you have to wake up and you have to really start paying attention to your thoughts. And you have to take some time, some quiet time, to really ask yourself, what do I like? What do I want in my life? What am I drawn to? If you're looking for a new partner, you want to think about what you love to do, and so that you are going to be attracting someone who likes to do some of those things also. So when we wake up and we pay attention to some of these negative thoughts, we can stop them. We can train our brain to stop doing that. Okay, this is something we will be doing probably our whole life here, because the subconscious is huge. But the power we have as a being is bigger. So we can gain control over this. All right. So what are some things we can do to help ourselves wake up and start making a conscious effort in our life and not just let the subconscious just pull us wherever it wants to pull us? Okay, one of the first things I would say is pretty easy. Pay attention to what you're thinking. If you're just driving somewhere and you're used to going there, so you're not paying that much attention and your mind is wandering, where's it wandering to? You might want to have a little notebook with you or something to start writing some things down in. Excuse me, and see what's coming up over and over and over. Okay? I would also suggest that you learn to meditate, because meditation is something that helps us gain more control over what is going on in our mind. And it will bring more peace in your life. It will bring more happiness. And it doesn't have to be something hard. It can be, 10 minutes, 20 minutes in the morning of thinking about things you're grateful for, paying attention to your breathing, okay? It can be as simple as that. Or you can learn to do many different kinds of meditation. So that would be one of the things that I would suggest if you would like to start taking your control back. Another thing would be to have a gratitude journal, or along with that, when you wake up in the morning, if you will, before you even get out of bed, think about some things you're grateful for. And I just mean they could be huge things in your life, like your children, or your spouse, your family, or it could be simple things like your pillow, your blankets. You love the blankets that you have right now. Whatever it is, the tree outside, you can hear birds out there. Think of some things that you're grateful for. What you're doing there is you're training your brain to start looking for things you're grateful for, instead of trying to protect you all the time from something that the subconscious is worried might hurt you. Because that's another big role the subconscious plays, is, if we we're riding down a hill on our bike and we got in a pretty bad accident one time, when we go down hills from then on a bike, the subconscious is going to be really aware and be, making sure we're really paying attention because it doesn't want us to get in that accident again. And so the subconscious is there to protect us also from any physical harm for the body. And so with looking for gratitude, looking at life with gratitude and looking for things that you really appreciate, that retrains the brain to start looking for things to be thankful for. And that's a big help. Okay, and I would do that if I were you. If you've never done that before, I would try to do that 3 times a day. In the morning before you get out of bed, sometime in the middle of your day, and then also right before you go to sleep. And that will really help your brain to start behaving in a way that's looking for that instead of just looking for danger. Okay. The other thing is to pay attention to those things in your life that have been very difficult for you and start writing them down. Things that happened to you when you were little that would have been scary, and they don't have to be big things. They could be like a teacher snapping at you one day. They could be, falling down on your roller skates and your friends laughing at you. It can be anywhere from that to being beaten or abused in some way. So they don't have to be huge to cause us some disruptions with our subconscious. So that would be something I would really suggest that you start doing. And then start using emotional freedom technique to start allowing those times in your life that were scary or hurtful in any way, to release those from the mind. Release them. And I'm saying mind, but we store memory everywhere in our body, and scientists have just been able to prove that even the cells in our muscles store memory. And so if we have been hurt many times, we will be have some problems in that area that have to do with our thought process, not just with the physical hurt there, but there's a lot going on with that, and we'll talk about that on another video. So start releasing some of those painful memories that you have. If you don't know how to do that, you can look online, look up emotional freedom technique. There are many, many wonderful sites out there. If there's a lot and you don't want to do it by yourself, you can always get a hold of me or another life coach or energy worker who knows how to do this. Okay. I also do something that I created, which is called journey work, that has to do with our journeys here on this earth right now. And in the way I use journey work would be to help you repattern what has happened. And so if you'd ever work with me, then that's something that you and I would be doing together. Okay. So emotional freedom technique, journey work. Those will help release some of those stuck thoughts in there. And the other thing that we need to look at with living here is the fact that we are energetic beings, and we have electricity in this body, and we have, we are polarized. We have the north and south polarities in our body, just like other organic things do. And so all of our organs have a north and have a, I should say, a positive and a negative charge. Usually, I think with all of them, the positive charge is on the bottom and the negative charge is on the top. Okay, why do we need to know about that? We can get a disruption in that, that polarity within the body. And that disruption, you will know, because you will have a day you will be going, I can't even think right. I can't even get a clear thought out. A lot of times your polarities have been just, maybe you've gone under some high power, voltage lines, or there are many things that can do it. Sun flares can do it. And the way to test for that is to use muscle testing. You can do that if you know how, or a real simple one I can show you right now is, okay, the top of our head is a negative. Okay, that has a negative charge. The palm of your hand has a positive charge. And so if you want to see if your polarity is messed up at all or disturbed in some way, you can do what we call muscle testing. And it's very simple, but it's at the same time, it's very, there's not a huge difference, so it takes a little bit of practice to learn how to do this. A very simple way I can show you here is first you need to understand that energy doesn't lie. And so what happens is, when we tell the truth, we will have a strong reaction with the muscles. So for instance, if I want to test something like that, a simple muscle test would be to take this finger, because this one is somewhat kind of weak, and this is just a suggestion, you don't have to do it like this, you could use another one, but just give it a little bit of push to it, not so much that you want it to fly off of your thumb. And say something that is a truth. So an easy one, my name's Kathleen, and it holds strong. If I were to say, my name is Henrietta, it won't hold. It immediately releases. And so that's a real simple way to do muscle testing. Now, if I want to test and see if my polarity is right, I can put my palm on my head, okay? And if it is the right polarity, I can test that with using kinesiology or muscle testing. That holds strong. If I flip it, it immediately is weaker. Okay, so that's one of the ways you can see if your polarity has reversed on you or not. So with this way, I can feel, it feels nice and strong, so I know mine is doing pretty good right now. And this way, it's weak. All right. So what do you do if it is reversed? What do you do if it's stronger when you flip your hand over the other way? Well, that just means that you need a little bit of help right then. And a very easy way to align yourself up again would be to take your left ankle and cross it over your right ankle. And then take your left hand and touch your collarbone. And then take your right hand and go over it to the other collarbone, okay? So now we have a circuit going with the polarities. And all you have to do is breathe for 1 minute. But the way you're going to breathe is, when you breathe in through the nose, the top of your tongue needs to be at the roof of your mouth when you breathe in. When you breathe out through the mouth, let the tongue drop back down. Because even in the mouth, you're creating a circuit in there. And so just breathe in. And just do that for a minute. And you will be able to help that polarity, go back to the way that is a healthy way for us to live here. And you will notice sometimes your vision will clear up a little bit. You will, the fogginess in the brain will dissipate, and you'll be able to think so much clearer. Okay, so that's one thing we can do to help ourselves think clearer. Another thing that we need to remember is to make sure that we are getting good nutrition. And our brains take a lot of energy. They take a lot of calories to run on. That brain does. It feeds a lot. And so we need a lot of energy going there to be able to think. And in order to do that, you need to be eating good food for your body. The best kind of foods to eat, would be one ingredient. When you pick up a box and there are ingredients on there, you have no idea what most of them even are. This is not good for your brain, okay? The less ingredients on something, the better it will be for you to eat. So if you can get rid of the things in your life that have this lengthy list and start bringing in fresh fruits and vegetables and fish and clean meat, things that would be good for you to feel healthy again, that will help you think clearer, and that will help you stay on top of when the subconscious is taking control again. Okay? Exercise. Exercise is so important. And one of the best exercises out there is walking. And there are a number of reasons for that. But one of them for humans is there's something in nature, in the repeating patterns in nature, that our brains just absolutely love. So if you can get out and walk and breathe deep while you're walking, this is going to help your brain be so much healthier too. It will help to get rid of depression, and your heart will get stronger, the body gets stronger. It's just a wonderful, easy way to start out. And I hope you never stop walking, because it is that good for us. Okay, so exercise is so, so important. And I would suggest for the brain also that you find out what kind of brain type you have. You can go, there are many books at the library now by Dr. Amen, I think, Amen. He has books out there that are wonderful. They even have a test in there that you can take to see what is your type of thinking and what areas in the brain seem to need a little more help. And so then you can also find out what supplements that you need to take. I need to make sure that I am always taking a good fish oil every day, a teaspoon of it. And so that's something that I notice if I do not do that, I have a lot more problems thinking clearly. So there are some ideas for you. It is so important to your happiness and to your peace that you wake up to what your brain is thinking and not let it take you down paths that you don't want to go down. It's so important that you wake up and you let go of some of this pain you've been holding on to for so long. All these old movies we have in our head of hurt from the time we were little. It's like you're treading water in this swimming pool and you're trying to hold all these beach balls under the water because, these are all pains we really don't want to remember. And it takes a lot of energy to keep living like that and doing that. So get the help you need to release that pain, release those beach balls so you don't have to spend all that energy trying not to look at these things. And that will help you free up your mind to think about what you do want so that you can take more charge of your life, more charge of your happiness and your freedom. Release the pain and start thinking of what you like. Once you know what you like, then you're going to know what you want to move towards. And once you know that, then you can start thinking about, what you want to do in life. If you want to be a nurse, you can start imagining in your mind what that would be like on a daily basis to actually live the life that you would love and see yourself loving that life. See yourself happy and joyful and enjoying life so much. And attach your five senses to that. You want to see yourself working, maybe you want to work in the maternity ward or something. See yourself in some maternity ward somewhere. You don't have to be specific. Imagine what it smells like. Hear the sounds, okay? Try to bring in all your senses. Reach out and touch something. Bring your senses in and bring a feeling of joy and happiness in when you see yourself living your dream. And this will help that energy start spinning in the way you want it to go. And then when you feel your brain, when you've let it wander again and it's going down some path, if you're at home and this was a bad memory you hadn't even thought of, try to write it down somewhere and take care of that. As soon as you can, get rid of it, and then pay attention, right? You've paid attention. Here's a thought I don't want to think of. I'm going to write it down, and now I'm going to think of what I do want. I'm going to think of going to school in this place, or I'm going to think of the new partner I want to bring into my life. I'm going to think of how happy we are doing things together. I'm going to see myself laughing and having fun. So we can take control and take charge of this mind, but we can't do it if we stay asleep to our thoughts. So open your eyes, pay attention, and start getting to know you. And that will really help you bring about the dream that you do want to live. So I hope this has helped you. I hope there was information here you can use. If you would like to try a meditation, if you've never done that, I have a couple in my video list here. You are welcome to try. And again, if you need help with getting rid of some of this pain, if it's just too much and you can't do it by yourself, I always leave my site address at the bottom of these videos. And I promise you, you can do this. You can wake up. You can start paying attention, and you will see big changes in your life and in your happiness. So, till the next video, I will see you later. Bye-bye.